Hello, this is Chris with Connected Home. We wanted to create a quick tutorial video on how to use the Yamaha app to control your new Yamaha receiver. The app itself is called the Yamaha AV Controller. This is what the icon looks like here. If you haven't downloaded it already, just go to the App Store and search for Yamaha AV Controller. When we first launch the app, it's going to ask us to select our device. Most of you will only have one device in your house. Some of you may show a receiver and a Blu-ray player, but we're really only concerned about the receiver. That's going to be where this app is most useful. So for now, we're just going to go ahead and select our receiver. I have two in here because this is in our showroom. Again, in your home, you'll probably just have the one choice. Once the app is started, then we have some main buttons along the side here. We have the name of our receiver, which for most of you will just be the model number, and here it will tell us what zone we are controlling. For most of you, the main zone is going to be your surround sound, and zone 2 will be the speakers in the rest of your house. Some of you that will just apply to one room. Others of you may have speakers throughout your house in different rooms. We also have a power button here, and this icon over here we'll cover in a second. The first button over here is the zone button. With this, we can choose which zone we want to control. So again, the main zone is going to be your surround sound. Zone 2 is going to be speakers in the rest of the house. So we'll choose the main zone for right now. And if it's not already on, we would then hit this power button to turn it on. You'll see that my power button here is green, meaning the zone is already on. If I press it, you'll see that it goes to gray and the zone is now turned off. But again, we want to turn it on, so we'll go ahead and press the power button. And from here, we can choose our input. You'll see the second button along the side here is our input button. So we'll go ahead and press input. And from here, we have all of our different choices. Most of you, you're probably using this app to control your music, so your go-to is probably going to be Pandora. Some of you may also subscribe to Rhapsody or Sirius Radio. We're going to go ahead and choose Pandora. And from here, our icon over here will start playing Pandora, and turn that down some. Okay, sorry about that. So now that we're in Pandora, we have our cover art, and it tells us what tracks we're playing over here. And over here at the bottom, we have our thumbs up and thumbs down, so we can tell if we like the track or not. From here, if I want this zone selection to go away, I can actually just swipe to the side and that will go away. And I also have a browse button over here on the side that I can press to bring up my different Pandora stations. I can also bring that up just by sliding the screen. So now that I got my Pandora playing, I can adjust volume down here at the bottom. If you're doing this in the main zone, this will work fine for adjusting volume. If you have speakers throughout the house and you're doing this in zone 2, you're probably going to want to control the volume from the volume knob that you have on the wall in those rooms. One other feature that we can do from here is we can hit this little button in the top right corner with the music notes. And that will allow us to stream music to the system that is stored locally on my device. So if I have music stored on my iPad or on my iPhone, whatever device I'm using, if I want to wirelessly stream that to the system, that's where I would press this icon here, and it would change the input over, and I would be able to choose between the songs that are on the device. Now, these songs do have to be physically stored on the device. They cannot be stored in the cloud. So for the few of you that use iTunes Match, those songs will have to be downloaded to the device and not in the cloud. You'll notice my songs are kind of grayed out here because none of these are actually stored in the device itself. But I also have here, I can choose between my playlist, artists, songs, albums, and genre. If I go to artists, I can choose what artists I want, and here you'll see these songs are not grayed out, so these are actually stored on my device, and I could choose one and have it start playing throughout the system. Let's see, actually those are not on my device, never mind. You'll see how each of those is grayed out, meaning that that's not actually on the device, so it won't let me stream them. If the song is not grayed out, then you'd be able to stream it directly to the device. And again, that means that the song is physically stored on your device and not in the cloud. If I wanted to then go back to Pandora, I can go back to input over here and press Pandora, and my Pandora will start playing. You'll see again it pops up with my Pandora station, the name of the song and artist, and the album name here. And cover art will pop up here in just a minute when it finishes downloading it. There it goes. So that is how to play Pandora, whether it be in the main zone or in the house audio. Again, you just want to choose whichever zone you want. So right now I'm in the main zone. This is playing throughout the this is playing through the surround sound. If I wanted to play it in the house audio, I would press zone and choose the second zone here, and I want to turn it on, and it will start playing. The next thing you may want to be able to do is to listen to your satellite or cable box through the second zone. Again, we would choose what zone we want to control. So zone 2, choose the input. And for most of you, you will have a input that will say zone 2 satellite or zone 2 cable. You'll also have one that will say zone 2 Blu-ray, which you could use if you want to play your CDs in the second zone. The next thing we'll cover is the different options that we can do. So from here, if we press options, in the second zone where we are, the only options is going to be setting a sleep timer. You'll also see if there's a new firmware update that's available there. We won't worry about the firmware updates for right now. We're going to go to the main zone so we can see the rest of the options. In the main zone, when I go to options, I will have treble and bass adjustments, subwoofer trim, which will be if you want a little bit more bass from your subwoofer, you can turn that up. Dialogue level will increase the volume of the vocals to make them more audible. Dialogue lift is a feature that will actually make it seem like the sound from your center speaker is actually coming a little bit higher or lower as far as the actual vertical height of the speaker. If you want to make that speaker match the height, the sound of that speaker match the height of your TV, if there's a big difference between where your TV is positioned on the wall and where your speaker is positioned on the wall, that's where that will come into play. The rest of these functions we don't really need to worry about too much for the average person. And again, we have a sleep timer down there at the bottom. We also have the option to bring up a remote for the receiver if we want to manually adjust the options that are on the screen of the receiver. Again, that's on the more advanced side. The average customer is not going to be messing with that. So for the big majority of you, all you're going to worry about is zone, choosing if you want your main zone, which is going to be your surround sound, or zone 2, which is going to be the house audio, and choosing your input, which again, the majority of you, you're probably just going to go straight to Pandora. From there, you can choose your Pandora stations and see your cover art for what's playing as soon as it downloads here. Another important thing is just when you're done with your second zone of audio, remember to turn it off. You don't want to leave that on and have music playing on your porch and bothering your neighbors and you're not even realizing it. So that is the basic rundown of the Yamaha app. I know I covered a lot, but you know how to reach me if you have any questions. Thank you.